I mean, what an honor, right? We put ourselves in a position to interview players, and then they bring us some of the greatest.
Some of the greatest, especially designated players. People involved in the new documentary on Apple TV.
That's what this is here for.
Onside.
He's so good that they followed him around for a documentary, and now we get to talk to him?
Exactly. I don't know why they didn't bring it up to us first.
I know, really. Why aren't we in the documentary? Well, let's ask you that first question. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him from the New York Red Bulls. You've watched him play all over Europe. Absolutely incredible. Emil Forsberg, everybody.
Emil, what's up, man?
How you doing, guys? Happy to be here.
All right. Are we going to get to see the kit? Is that ever going to happen?
I hope not.
This guy's zipped up, ready to go.
No. They told me not to show it.
Right. Well, it'll be. We'll have to embargo the interview if he does show it. So
maybe when the camera's off.
Keep it a secret. Emil, we obviously have to ask about Onside, the documentary. Has this been a thing that you've done before and been involved where cameras were following you around and capturing everything going on? Because there's already I think there's a lot of demand. We're here at MLS Media Day. You had just mentioned that you're probably doing about 40 interviews.
Wow.
And I think the modern footballer is sort of used to this, like a lot of social content, you doing TikTok dances, whatever is good.
Documentary?
Whatever they ask you about. But a documentary and following you around the season, was that awkward? Was it different? Was it something unique for the season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've never done it before this way, but I think it's very raw. You can see from inside of the locker room directly after a loss, where it's very pure and you have your feelings. And it was amazing. It was fun to do it. I mean, I've watched other documentaries, the Formula One Drive to Survive, for example. So, I mean, it was just fun to do it. And I think everybody's going to enjoy it because it is raw and pure and everybody's going to see how it is playing and living like a soccer player. So, I mean, it's going to be amazing.
In fact, so I think footballers, especially from Europe, you're kind of trained, right? After a loss, you kind of know what to say to the media, right? You don't want to upset anyone. You're also upset. You probably don't want to talk to the media at that moment, but you have to share the emotion and you want to let the fans know that you're also upset. This is different. Now, all of a sudden, there's a camera in your face. You know there's going to be a documentary. How long before you just could get really raw in front of that camera?
It depends. I mean, there's a camera there and you're just acting after that a little bit. Everybody's just being themselves. But of course, it's always different when you have a camera in your face after a loss. Like you said, you know what to say and not to say. I think it is what it is. Yeah. But it was fun, and it was. I think everybody's gonna see how it is, and it was very pure, very raw from our side. I think everybody's being very honest about everything and how the life is outside and in the inside. So I mean, it's always different. But it's still, you do it.
Yeah. Look, we're both excited to watch the documentary, and we have to be 100% transparent.
Yeah, we got to talk about it. There's one episode I might not want to watch.
Yeah, I've heard.
So
we're not wearing the color on purpose.
We are both diehard New York City.
We were rooting so hard against you, dude.
I can imagine. Yeah,
we were rooting so hard against you.
And we were both obviously at Citi Field for the Hudson River Derby playoff game. It was one of the most difficult moments.
Yeah, as hard as this is to say, congratulations on the big win there.
Yeah. I was waiting for that one. Thank you.
Got it, all right.
But look, we would be lying if we said we didn't enjoy how the MLS Cup final went. At least for us as fans watching. But now that the season's over and that the documentary, they're filming that part as well, and that heartbreak as well is part of it. Did it get to a point where you're just like, get these damn cameras out of here. I don't want them to see this part of it.
Okay, so they were with us when we lost 5-1, was it? 5?
Yeah. Right, that's what it was.
And when we lost at your place, I think it was 2-1.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So it was funny, actually, because they were with us before the game in the playoffs, and I talked to Lewis, and we said, hey, listen, we can't lose again. Imagine they're getting 3 times. It would be terrible for us. So it was like, no, we're not going to lose this one for sure. Now we can't lose 3 times. It's impossible. And luckily we got that one, but we didn't go all the way. So it still feels like we got the Eastern Conference, but we didn't win the finals. So it still feels bad.
Okay. It'll be cool to see, though, because you guys had such an up and down season. You were, went through a really rough patch and then you started playing well. And MLS is different than most leagues. You have to build momentum into the playoffs. What was that experience for you like to see and feel playoffs? Is it different? Is it really that different? Does it feel more like maybe a cup tournament? Is there something that you can relate it to?
I mean, I came into it completely new. I didn't know what to expect, what to feel when we started the playoff games, because you start with best of 3. So it's a little bit like, how are you going to approach this? But I think it was fun.
We're just as confused as you, by the
Yeah.
way.
So, and then we get to play Columbus as well, and everybody counted us out. So it was like, okay, that was maybe better for us to start that way. For me, maybe, I don't know. But after that, it was just like you said, you have to build a momentum. And I think we did it in the first game against Columbus. We won away 1-0. And I think we kind of build our momentum in that game going forwards. And then we beat them at home, so we beat them 2-0 against the reigning champs. And I think after that, we just kept on going. Went to your place, guys. We beat you guys, and went to Orlando, we beat them. And then it was just like, we just kind of, like you said, we built momentum in one game, and we just went on from there.
When being a DP, right, a designated player, there's a lot of responsibilities, especially being someone who has such a storied career. I think a lot of the young players, especially in MLS, are probably looking at you as like, give me some gem, give me some guidance. Do we get to see some of that in documentary of like you maybe putting your arm around a young player, or is that something that you like to do?
I don't want to I love to do it. I talk to the players. I try to push them a lot because I know what they can do and what they know what they can do. Sometimes everybody's getting a little bit lazy in both ways, but I think you won't probably see it that much in the documentary. But for me, when I came in here to the New York, I just wanted to be myself, be positive, push the guys to do better every training, and just be there for them. And also do my part on the pitch. That's the most important part. If I'm not good, it's like, what am I doing here? I need to take my responsibility on the pitch and deliver. And it all starts from there for myself.
Yeah, it's always nice talking to players arriving in MLS, especially players that you played in Champions League and at a very high level. But I'm always curious, what was that impression, when you got here? Because we've always heard from, over the last, we've been doing this show 10 years, and even from back then to now, we've spoken to a lot of players, even players that play in Europe, and there's a little bit of like MLS, whatever, like it's just like, lower that level, retirement league and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes players get here and they're like, oh, okay, wait, no, it's not exactly, nobody's here to retire.
This ain't the easiest. Yeah.
So your impression of it from before you got here, and then your impression now.
No, before I got here, I knew it was a challenge coming here, but I wanted that challenge because I think I've been 9 years in Germany, in Leipzig, so I felt that this is a good challenge for me to bring this club back to better days, and to help the club go back to better days. And I think I was positive all the way, even though a lot of guys told me before I came in, like, don't be surprised by the quality of the league, of the players. And I think that's the case as well. I think the quality in the league is very high. I think the quality of the players is very high. And you need to be prepared for that. You can't come here a little bit arrogant and thinking, I just do my thing, because it won't work. It won't work. You need help from your teammates. You need help from the club to succeed. And I think that's one part that I always thought I need to do. Like, I need to bring everybody in. I need to be a good, humble guy, helping my teammates out and just bringing my quality to the pitch, first of all.
Well, talk to me about the difference between Europe and America in the sense of being a footballer. Like, we've heard so many stories from so many people who've come overseas, and they're like, after a loss, I can't go to the supermarket. I can't take my family to a restaurant. Here, you good. You could go into the city.
New York is big. Huh?
Yeah, New York is massive.
New York is massive.
You're not going to go to Times Square and be like, get home. You should be sad for a loss. It's a little different here, right?
Yeah, but it all comes down to your own feelings after a game, after you lose. I don't think anyone wants to go out party after a loss. If I speak for myself, I mean, it comes down to your own feelings.
How long does it take you to get over that?
I never, I think.
Really?
Yeah. No, it day after we go into practice, you go through the game. You had a bad game. You have a good game. It's always different how you react to the games you've had. But I think either way, it's always hard. But yeah, I mean, it's so here you have so many other sports also that's so big.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit in Europe, like soccer, and like in Germany, for example, like it's so much passion, and you have so many fans, and it's totally different thing. But here you have other sports, you have a big city, and it takes it down a little bit more. The passion, maybe not the passion for the sport, but just like
the intensity,
stuff like that.
The madness.
We're all Knicks fans, and they lose every day.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
they're
mean?
good now. But they're good now.
Yeah,
they're good now.
finally. I've been waiting, bro.
We've been to Germany a few times, and the fascinating thing, speaking especially playing for RB Leipzig, we've gone to games that RB Leipzig are not even involved, and you see scarves of people of other fans.
They got negative comments. We'll just call it.
I know that.
So
I played it for 9 years, so I know exactly how it is. I started second league, and I think it was even more raw then than it's now. I think we're getting more and more accepted now because I think the concept is very good. So, but it wasn't fun in the first couple of years. I'll tell you that.
We're running out of time, but I want to know better food, New Jersey or Leipzig?
Oh, New Jersey.
There we go. That's it.
Of course.
That's all we needed to know.
It wasn't that
Dude,
competitive.
thank you so much for taking the time.
Take care, brother. Thank
Next
you so
time,
much.
take it easy, huh?
Cheers.
See you guys soon, huh?